Hola amigos, bienvenidos una vez más a un capítulo de Baldur's Gate 3. Y hemos logrado reclutar a Karlach, una chica muy ardiente que tiene un corazón infernal y que ahora necesita nuestra ayuda para reparar ese corazón. También derrotamos a estos paladines de Tyr, supuestos paladines, no sé si en verdad fueron o no. Tal vez podemos hablar con ellos.
The corpse remains silent.
No pasó nada.
The corpse does not respond.
Solo los cadáveres que brillan verde creo que pueden hablar.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
¿Cómo perdiste la vida?
Zariel's brute destroyed me.
¿Quién eres?
Infernal servant. So long I've forgotten why.
Mataron a una manada de gnolls. ¿Cómo?
The pact. Power.
¿Un pacto? ¿Con qué diablo hicieron el pacto?
Fallen. Lady Zariel.
¿Y por qué hicieron el pacto?
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
¿Cómo terminaste con un artilugio así en el pecho?
The year, 10 Air. The place, a sleepy little town called Baldur's Gate. Our hero, Karlach, a knock-kneed delinquent from the outer city with everything to give and nothing to lose. I was a kid looking for a way to fill my days and make some cash when I fell into the wrong crowd. Worked for a guy I respected. A lot. Turns out the feeling wasn't mutual. Through the jigs and the reels, he made a deal with Zariel behind my back. You know Zariel, right? Archdevil of Avernus. She put this thing in my chest and set me to work. Well, to war. I learned quick how to stay alive. And the engine served me when it came to killing devils. 10 years of that. The stories I could tell.
Mencionaste a un jefe que te entregó a Zariel. ¿Quién era?
Guy named Gortash. Politician. Inventor. One of these wheeler-dealer types who seems to have a finger in every pie. I guess I was naive to think everything he got up to was above board. What did I know? I saw a job. A good job. With people I liked. Doing work I was good at. Sometimes I'm jealous of that girl. Ugh, to feel so invincible again.
¿En qué te afecta exactamente ese motor infernal?
Gives me energy. Power. But you've seen it in action. Very hard to control. If I'm excited at all, angry, nervous, delighted, enticed, I burn hot. Hot enough to burn anyone who gets close.
Wow. Eso es peligroso para el protagonista. Debes sentirte frustrada.
I try not to think about it. I still think about it constantly, but You know, I try. One of these days, I'll sort the whole infernal affair out, get myself cooled off, start making up for lost time. But not today.
Ok. Chica infernal.
Karlach's temper is a sight to behold. She'll need to be careful. That rage will burn her right out. Oh, you're back.
Always at your side.
Isn't it glorious? Karlach's fury is a wonder to behold.
Bueno, no encontramos más cosas en la casa. Vamos a seguir explorando.
The corpse has nothing to say.
A ver qué encontramos. Ah, ya hay una runa.
Bodies everywhere. Accident or sabotage?
Cerraron este camino. Aquí hay gnolls. Un montón de gnolls. Bueno, veamos si podemos ganarles. Tenemos el mejor equipo que este juego pueda ofrecer. Chuta, son un montón.
Hear that? Someone's fighting the gnolls. We should help.
Don't be a fool, lad. Shut your mouth and keep your head down. Leave the heroics to them that don't value their own skin.
No vamos a dejar que nos rodeen.
Shock of psychic pain, the pack leader's mind clamps onto yours. You see yourself through her eyes, a pulsing red cluster of organs. Feast. No, the voice has forbidden this meat. Gnolls see your whole world as a meal. This voice is acting as a leash, but it won't hold them for long. As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Otro infectado por los renacuajos. Es increíble. La infección se pasa a cualquier raza. Incluso a los gnolls, gnomos, humanos, etc. No sé si pueda. Bueno, solo tiene 2. ¡Ah, es increíble! ¿Cómo puede salir 1? ¡Otra vez!
Deep in the chaos of her mind, something responds to your command. A tadpole. But a sudden pulse of rage severs your connection to the parasite, expelling you from her mind. No matter what the voice says, you are meat. Everyone is meat.
Bueno, lo intentamos. Toma. Chuta, ya lo eliminaron. Ahora sí estamos en problemas. Increíble. Nos derrotaron fácilmente. Que mejor nos rendimos. Vamos de acá otra vez. Definitivamente no podemos venir por aquí.
One day I'll catch a break.
Pues vamos por el puente.
Whatever killed those gnolls might be nearby. Careful.
Hay muchos gnolls. Cántaros de leche. Y un grupo de gnolls.
Softer than a whisper. Tienen un arco. Y acabamos con este de una vez. Entonces salvo un poco. Lanzan 3 ataques. Bien, perrito.
Up. Cry about it.
Muy bien, muy bien. Bueno, acabamos con este grupo de gnolls. No tan fácil como esperaría.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Y ahora sí, necesitamos descansar.
Have a drink.
I'm fine.
Loosen up, Icaron.
No, no. An Albert.
Ah, se han reunido todos. Dijeron que iban a hacer una fiesta.
Easier to please than you lot.
I need a quick word.
You know, I never pictured myself as a hero. Never thought I'd be the one they'd toast for saving so many lives. And now that I'm here... I hate it This is awful.
No me esperaba menos. ¿En serio? ¿Salvar vidas es terrible?
We killed some goblins to save some tieflings. The tally of lives didn't change much. But what do I get for all my hard work? A pat on the head and vinegar for wine.
Tomar su pro... Es cierto, los goblins habrían montado una fiesta más salvaje. Es cierto, los goblins habrían montado una fiesta más salvaje.
I'm just looking for a little more excitement. A little more fun.
Espero que no signifique que quieras matar algo.
Not at all. I was hoping for companionship. And, well, maybe a little death. Figuratively speaking. Not with you, just to be clear. I mean, can you imagine? No.
No.
Anyway, don't let me keep you. I'm sure you have someone else to sniff around.
¿Quién tenemos aquí? Alfira. Pero no habla con nosotros. Tenemos a esta chica también. Tampoco habla con nosotros.
Go on now. Don't waste a night like this talking to me. We'll discuss your problem tomorrow.
Me ocurrió que tal vez te animarías a tomarte unas copas conmigo.
In truth, I rarely imbibe. The stuff goes right to my head. Before you know it, I'd be breaking into song or declaring love to the first person I laid eyes on.
En ese caso tal vez prefieras hacer otra cosa.
I'm sure there are. You strike me as extremely resourceful. But there are many grateful people here who want to spend time with you. I must not keep you all to myself, as enjoyable as that may be. Go on, enjoy yourself. Seek out some wine before it runs dry. There are a lot of thirsty people around here.
Pues sí, mucha gente bebiendo. Mol. La jefa de los ladrones. Igual no habla conmigo. Es extraño.
I have seen the Kithraki tear a screaming Neogi's legs from its belly to fashion into blades. Yet they could not match your nerve today. It was enough to drive me to madness. I smell their blood on you still. I smell your moisture. A glorious reward for a glorious battle. Go on, have your fun. And do not wipe away a single bead of sweat. It's intoxicating.
A ella le gustan los baños de sangre. Pero así es la vida.
Aha, there you are. Come now, settle in. I do hope you have partaken of something bracing. This may well take us all night.
¿A qué te refieres exactamente?
Why, your naming, quite obviously. That ballad was but a crude preview, a frame without its crowning jewel. Your nom de guerre. Something iconic, but not too much of a mouthful. We don't want to exclude the common folk, after all. I intend this tale to enrapture all.
Puede ser azote de goblins. Algo así como Goblin Slayer.
Not to meddle in your side of this partnership, but slaying goblins is not exactly the stuff of legends, is it? After all, I'm quite certain I once saw one expire from the strain of spelling his own name. No, I'm afraid that won't do. You shall simply have to go out and slay something decidedly more dramatic.
Siempre le dicen eso a Goblin Slayer.
Thank you.
¿Por qué?
I'm glad you sought me out. Amidst all this merriment, I wasn't sure we'd have a chance to speak this evening. Were our bond a little stronger, I might even have shared a moment of magic with you. Alas, our fledgling acquaintanceship has not yet taken flight. Such intimacy will have to wait. Another night, perhaps.
Supongo que después de la fiesta partirán a la ciudad de Baldur.
Would you look at this place? All these people happy because of us. It's nice to be somewhere where good is still possible. And with good potations too.
¿Había fiestas en Averno?
Not so much. You spend the whole time avoiding swords and schemes. Plus, people just get nastier as the night wears on. I tried to make friends at first. Learned my lesson fast. Better to keep to yourself in hell.
Es como meter a una chica alegre en el infierno. Otra vez, no puede ser. Creo que ya he reunido el valor suficiente para decirte cuánto me gustas. Bueno, podemos comenzar con eso. ¿Y tú estás disfrutando?
Fuck yes! I'm celebrating my freedom, and our friendship, and these folks' bright future besides. All I need now is a fire-retardant lover to get lost in till sunrise.
Eso puede ser peligroso. Esa cara que pone. Bueno, el que no arriesga no gana.
Ah, come on. Let's not spoil an effective thing. You point, I rage, we win. Doesn't need to be more complicated than that.
Ah, le rechazaron. Qué bien.
Everyone seems to be in high spirits. Strange. You know who I never thought I'd find myself caring for?
No lo sé.
Desperate people. Refugees. Never gave them much thought. Certainly not that bunch in the grove. Yet we came through for them. We saved their lives. Odd.
¿Te preocupa que Shar censure tus actos?
Something like that. I was taught to reject anything that distracted from Shah. But there'll be time for penance later.
Shadowheart trails off and glances around at the party. She turns back to you, mildly surprised you're still there.
I thought you might have wanted to mingle with the others.
Tú eres cuanta compañía necesito en este momento.
That's so. I won't pretend I'm not surprised. We haven't always seen eye to eye, after all. Besides, I'm sure there's plenty of people who'll be keen to celebrate most thoroughly with you.
¿Con los demás? ¿Qué quieres decir?
I mean, you saved the grove. I'm sure you'll find you're quite popular if you look around.
A lo mejor quiero celebrarlo contigo.
Maybe you would. But I'm not cruel enough to get your hopes up, in spite of what some might believe.
No eres tan mala, ¿no? Aunque finjas que eres mala de vez en cuando.
I have no idea what you mean. Now on you go, and happy hunting.
Ya veo, entonces es un no definitivo.
For now. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of fun for you tonight. Just not in my tent.
Entiendo, pero antes de irme, ¿cómo podríamos dejar de lado nuestras desavenencias?
What, some advice on how to make me more bearable? All right, if you like. Respect my mission, my beliefs. Keep us focused on finding a cure. If you do that, well, I see no reason why we shouldn't get closer. Now, enough about me. Haven't you seen the way Gale's been stealing looks at you? Go on, see if he wants something. Or someone.
Esta fiesta está cada vez más rara. Yo solo quería descansar.
I like these people. They're joyful. It's contagious.
Sí, el perro está disfrutando.
The buzz of celebration quiets to a soothing hum as you approach your bunk. You've picked up a few pleasant memories on your journey amongst your struggles.
O sea que puedes pensar en cualquiera de las dos. Intentar expulsar de tu mente los pensamientos tortuosos sobre Corazón Sombrío y buscar el sueño.
Her mind is certainly an enigma, but would you wish it any other way?
I trust you enjoyed your evening. After all your efforts, it was well deserved. It may be some time before you're afforded another such night. There is much to be done, and I promised I would help you however I could. I'm certain a cure for you can be found at Moonrise Towers, but it's complicated. The journey specifically, it's extremely perilous, though it seems you're well accustomed to navigating danger.
¿Y qué tiene de peligroso?
To get to the towers, you'll need to pass through a terrible place. A cursed place. This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls.
¿Y qué sugieres?
You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the shadow curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in the ruined Temple of Saluna. It leads to Moonrise Towers through the Underdark. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there, before rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers. Aradin and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Saluna and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a more direct path to Moonrise Towers. And maybe even bypass the worst of the Shadow Curse.
Yo ya encontré la entrada oculta del templo de Selûne. El camino está despejado.
Already? If only I'd gone with you instead of Aradin. I would like to join your camp, if you'll allow me. I can offer my skills, my counsel. I've long sought to return to Moonrise Towers. It seems our fates have aligned.
¿Tú también quieres ir a Alzaluna? ¿Por qué?
Unfinished business, and a lifetime of regret to repair. I helped overthrow Ketheric Thorm and his dark justiciars years ago, but I failed to prevent him from unleashing darkness across the region before he was defeated. I spent years researching the curse, trying to put an end to it. Nothing has worked. Yet, if I can join you and get close to Moonrise, perhaps I can lift this curse. Same as you may find a cure for your infection.
Bien. Ah, es por eso que fuiste con Aradin.
Precisely. Then perhaps I could have done something about both the Shadow Curse and Ceramorphosis aberrations. But in my eagerness, I put far too much faith in the abilities of Aradin and his band. We didn't even get close.
¿Y qué hay de la arboleda?
I've chosen a successor as first druid, Francesca of the High Forest. A bird's already been dispatched to summon her.
¿No pudo hacerlo Nettie?
I need her to stay focused on her training. The Grove will need a skilled healer in my absence. The Grove needs to move beyond the mistakes of the past. What it needs is an unknown quantity. An outsider who can enforce the Oakfather's teachings without bias. This is why I chose Francesca. She will restore simplicity and purity to the Grove in my absence.
¿Y eso no provocará rencores?
Resentment will spring up like mushrooms no matter what I do. You cannot please everyone, and you'd be a fool to try. Now, we've quite the journey ahead. Best get started.
Do not be so impatient to move on as Halsin. As ever, the Githyanki Kresh remains our priority.
¿Cómo sabes tanto del
I
parecido?
studied one up close. Closer than most would care to be to those things. A drow attacked me and I defended myself. Afterwards, I was able to examine the tadpole that emerged. Hideous, but fascinating. Like nothing else in nature, I'm glad to say.
Esa maldición de las sombras de la que hablas, que no puede ser tan mala o no.
It's had the whole region around Moonrise Towers in a chokehold of darkness and despair for years now. Those who remained are shadow-cursed. If you don't die at their hands, then you become one of them. We have to get to Moonrise, but the less time we spend in its blighted surrounds, the better.
Me da la impresión de que te sientes responsable por esa maldición de la sombra.
Well, there's hardly anyone left to share the responsibility with. Few who witnessed the fall of Moonrise still draw breath. What Ketheric Thorm unleashed is not something that nature can undo by itself. I must do what I can. I studied the Shadow Curse for years, but to truly understand it and stop it, I must reach its source.
¿Sabes cómo detener la maldición de las sombras?
Perhaps. But we'll need to get closer before I can put my theory into practice. Put it from your mind for now. Once we near the curse, then there will be more to be said.
¿Estás adaptando bien al campamento?
Wonderfully. If I'm honest, the Grove was too comfortable for my tastes. I felt removed from nature. I'll miss my books. That I can find all the wisdom they contain out here, firsthand.
Pronto tendrás todos los libros que quieras. No dejo de encontrármelos por todas partes.
Is that so? Well, nature does abhor waste. I will keep watch, thank you. I had a feeling time in your company would prove fruitful.
Y esta fortaleza secreta del Underdark. Seguro que sabes algo más al respecto.
Precious little. But I'm quite certain it can still be found.
Antes de la celebración con los Tieflings, espero no haberme pasado. Fue el calor del momento.
There are few things that are too strong for me. And cast those regrets aside. You did not get caught up in the moment. You seized it. In other circumstances, I would have done the same.
La verdad, prefiero que nos olvidemos del asunto.
Of course. Whatever you wish. You wish to speak?
Parece que no podemos reclutarla. Bueno, sigamos avanzando. Explorando esta zona. Creo que había más de esos perros por aquí.
The beast reeks of brimstone and offal. Every breath is thick with blood. You hear what comes next before you see it. The sharp snapping of bones, and a yelp of pain as her body starts to twist and undulate.
Atacar mientras las bestias sea vulnerable. Creo que sí.
You land a swift strike against her skull. She yelps, then goes still. Whatever horrific creature was growing inside the hyena dies along with her.
Algo estaba creciendo dentro de la hiena. Dice abotargada. Qué extraño. Bueno, este murió fácilmente.
Tactical.
Let's have some fun. There's blood in here. Break them.
Este también.
Moving.
Another fight. Let's go. Another step forward.
Can't afford to let up. Let me strike true. Got to press on.
No pasa nada.
Well, well. Look what we have here.
Por lo menos no pueden transformarse.
Shall we cut and run?
The place is overrun with gnolls.
They spread quickly. The whole coast will be infested if we don't burn them out.
This place reeks of blood. Let's go, before more join us.
Pues dicen que se están reproduciendo.
In optical season.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
¿Qué te pasó?
Gnolls! Tearing! Biting!
¿Hacia dónde te dirigías?
Tavern! Hideout! Secret!
Bueno, se dirigía a donde estaban los paladines. ¿Sobrevivió alguien al ataque?
Rugen fled north.
¿Qué transportaban en tu carro?
Wizard
¿Y quién es Rugen?
Lucky son of
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Y hemos llegado al final del capítulo. Espero lo hayan disfrutado. Después de tantos gnolls y cosas horripilantes saliendo de hienas abotargadas. Nos veremos en el siguiente capítulo. Y no olviden de suscribirse y darle like. Hasta entonces, gracias.